Hello everyone, my name is Caroline and welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday video. The topic for this Wednesday is books that you are intimidated by. Now I don't know about you guys, but for me, being intimidated by a book can mean one of two things. The first is that there is a huge amount of hype surrounding this particular book, and the second is that it is a big book. I'm talking like 700 or 800 pages. They're terrifying when you have them on your shelf, so with that definition in mind, let's get into the countdown. Coming in at number 5 is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, and this is probably the biggest book that I have on my shelf. It is terrifying whenever I see it there, and I am intimidated by this one, but because Haruki Murakami is probably my all-time favorite author, I know that when I do eventually get to this book, I will love it, so it's kind of less intimidating for that reason. Number 4 is American Gods by Neil Gaiman, which again is quite a large book, but this one I'm more intimidated by because it's my first Neil Gaiman read, and this is the one that everyone says you either love or you hate, meaning you either really like this book and you want to read more by him, or you don't like it and you'll probably never read any of his other books, and he has quite a lot and I am interested to read them, but now I'm kind of intimidated knowing that if I don't like this, I probably won't ever read his other books, and I don't really know how to explain it properly, but it's just kind of freaking me out. So this has been sitting on my shelf for a couple of months. Number 3 is the Falling Kingdoms series. This is the first book by Morgan Rhodes and I just got it today and I'm really excited to read it. But I am quite intimidated by this series because it's ongoing. I think there's going to be 6 books and there's 4 out at the moment. This series is described as like a Game of Thrones meets a magical Harry Potter world for the young adult audience. And knowing how complex books with a lot of magic or books with a lot of perspectives like Game of Thrones can be, it is kind of intimidating, and although it's not that huge, I'm still kind of nervous about it, I guess. But I'm still gonna read it soon because apparently it's awesome. Number 2 is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace, which is a book I hear a lot of great things about and I was really excited to read when I bought it. But in the store, I got to the register and the lady was like, this is a year ago, by the way, this is ages ago. I got to the register and was just about to pay, and the lady at the counter said, this will either be the best book you ever read or the worst. And at the time I was like, wow, that sounds cool. But now whenever I go to pick it up, I get really nervous because I'm like, I don't want to read this huge book if it's potentially going to be the worst book ever. And it's stupid because I know that when I read it, I'll be able to appreciate it, I'll probably really like it, but just knowing that it's complex and kind of frustrating at times makes me really nervous. So although I do want to read this sometime in the next year, I'm not sure when it'll be because this book does really terrify me. Okay, so coming in at number 1 is another book that arrived in the mail today and one I have been super excited to read for a long time, and it's Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and this one terrifies me. Like, it's not going to stop me reading it. I still really want to read this series, but I'm scared because I haven't seen this much hype surrounding a series for quite a while. It's really, at the moment, this series and Throne of Glass, I guess, are the two that I hear about all the time. People love this series. It's like fairy tale retellings in a modern world. This one is Cinder, but instead of having a glass slipper, Cinderella is a cyborg with a fake leg, and it sounds really awesome, and I'm hoping it's good because I've read mostly amazing reviews for this, and everyone on the booktube community seems to just adore this series, but that's what makes it so scary, is that I could not like it and just be completely shunned by the community, or it could just not be as good as all this hype has built it up to be, and for that reason this book is scarily intimidating. Like, wow. Okay, so that is it for another video, guys. I hope you liked this Top 5 Wednesday countdown, and I would love it if down in the comments you would either let me know your top 5 books that intimidate you, or leave a link to your video if you also do Top 5 Wednesday on your channel, because these are some of my favorite videos to watch. But that's it for this video, guys. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned on those days for more of my, like, cool videos. Toodaloo!